All right, on page 723 today, we are going to talk about and work with inscribed angles. And an inscribed angle has a vertex on a circle. And sides that contain chords of the circle. An inscribed angle has a vertex on a circle and sides that contain chords of the circle. So if you draw a circle on your paper, and you put a point on the circle, point A, and then if you draw a chord up and to the right, and then another chord to the right, call those points B and C. Angle A is an inscribed angle. And its intercepted arc is arc BC. All right, angle A right here is an inscribed angle. It has a vertex on the circle. Its sides are chords, and every inscribed angle has an intercepted arc. So you can see where these points B and C hit the circle. That creates arc BC, and arc BC is the intercepted arc for angle A. We're going to say here that the measure of an inscribed angle is equal to 1/2 of its intercepted arc. The measure of angle A here is equal to 1/2 the measure of arc BC. So we can say the measure of angle A is equal to 1/2 the measure of arc BC. The converse of that is also true. If you know the measure of the arc, you take half of it, or you divide it by 2, it gives you the measure of the angle. All right? The measure of the arc BC is equal to 2 times the measure of angle A. So if angle A in this diagram is 40 degrees, what's the measure of arc BC? 80 degrees. Very good. The angle is half the measure of the arc. The arc is twice the measure of the angle. All right, so flip over to page 724. We're going to look at example 1, where you're going to be asked to find some angle measures, and then you're going to be asked to find some arc measures. All right, so I'm going to call these A, B, C, and D. I'm going to put an angle measure in here for angle B, and we'll call that 50 degrees. And I'm going to call arc BD 70 degrees. And if you're asked to find the measure of arc AC, the measure of arc AC, that's equal to, since AC is the intercepted arc for angle B, and the measure of AC equals 2 times 50, or 100 degrees. The measure of angle C. All right, if you need to find the measure of angle C in here, that's an inscribed angle, and its measure is half of its intercepted arc. Its intercepted arc is this arc BD, so the measure of angle C is equal to 1/2 of 70, and that's 35 degrees. Any questions so far? All right, then let's look at the bottom of page 724. Theorem 10.7. If two inscribed angles intercept the same arc, then the angles are congruent. If two inscribed angles intercept the same arc, then the angles are congruent. So in a circle, if we put an inscribed angle here, we'll go with points M, N, and O. And then we have another inscribed angle. And it's going to intercept this same arc. The red angle and the black angle intercept this same arc. So when that happens, the angles are equal to each other. Angle P, the measure of angle P, is equal to the measure of angle N. And what will happen today is you'll be told that one of the angles, angle N, measures 3x minus 5, and angle P measures 2x plus 15. And you could be asked to find the value of x. And measure of arc MO. Find the value of x and the measure of arc MO. So we know by rule these two angles are equal to each other. So we're going to solve for x first. We're going to take 2x plus 15, set it equal to 3x minus 5. Subtract 2x from each side and add 5 to each side. So the 2x's cancel. 15 plus 5 is 20. 3x minus 2x is x. And negative 5 plus 5 is 0, so those cancel. So we get 20 is equal to x. So in order to find the measure of arc MO, we need one of these inscribed angles. So I'm going to substitute the measure of P is equal to 2 times 20 plus 15. 2 times 20 is 40 plus 15 is 55 degrees. So if the measure of angle P is 55 degrees, then the measure of arc MO is equal to 2 times 55 degrees, or 110. All right, so what we did there is we used the rule related to inscribed angles that intercept the same arc. We solved for x so that we could substitute to find the angle measure, and we multiplied it by 2 to find the arc measure. All right, does anybody have any questions on what we covered today? All right, then your practice is going to be on page, starts on page 727. Problems 1 through 6. And then 11 through 20. And we're going to go with 8 Alex topics this week. And are there any questions?